Yeah.
Well, look, if you've ever had an unfortunate encounter with a piss freak goat in Olympic National Park, let us know. 703-829-0003. I feel like if any podcast listeners have had a negative experience with a billy goat in Western Washington, it's the listeners of Text Me Back podcast. Okay?
So yeah, that's my normal news. Good. I hear you have one as well.
Mine is also about a blood-sucking piss freak. Yeah. Oh, welcome to Text Me Back, a podcast. They're saying it's the only podcast. I haven't seen any evidence to the contrary. By the way, hey, sorry. Here's a quick question. I'm Meagan, by the way. That's Lindy.
That's right.
Yeah. In case it would be really funny if this was the first episode of ours you'd ever listen to.
Oh, sorry in advance.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on in here. I never do. I think, and we know we've talked about this before, but I do think the worst thing anyone could ever ask me is, what's your podcast about?
Oof.
And then I'll say, wow, well, now you're asking, what's the podcast about?
Interesting.
Let me stop you right there.
Yeah, I'd say we never do. No. But today we do even less so.
Yeah, because I would like to say, and then I'd like to go back to my original point, but I'd like to say that I woke up, I'm not even joking, 20 minutes ago. I was laying on floor bed and I was permitted to go to sleep.
Oh.
And I was sleeping there. I was watching France versus Norway. I was rooting for Norway, of course, but Norway isn't playing their best guy today. Where we are, it's Friday, June 26th. And the Norwegian coach was like, we're going to rest Erling Haaland, who is the enormous Viking that Norway lets play for their national team. Erling Haaland is the scariest person I've ever seen, but I mean that as a compliment. I love him. I love him so much, and I want to hug him like platonically. Mm-hmm. But if I were a goalie on an international team and they said, okay, Meagan, here we go. Our first game in the World Cup is against Norway, I simply would not board the plane. Erling Haaland is the boulder from Indiana Jones. Okay.
Right.
I'm not going out there. I'm not doing that,
Yeah.
Anyway, he's not playing today. So I just woke up. We were supposed to record today on Friday at 5 p.m. my time. I woke up at 4:58 p.m. So we're off to a great start. Before I get into that, speaking of the World Cup and international pronunciation of things, since when did the British start pronouncing it controversy?
Controversy.
Yeah. Where did that come from? I feel like I've never heard a British person say, and all of a sudden in the last 12 months, they're all out here talking about controversy. Controversy.
It's attention-seeking behavior is what it is.
It's attention-seeking. It's a microaggression.
It's called being a pick-me, you know?
Mm-hmm. The British say all kinds of things that I don't support or understand. But this controversy thing has really pissed me off because I feel like they just changed it.
Yeah.
This century.
Yeah. I think,
you know what I mean?
Yes. And I'm sure there's no way to find out. And so we won't be looking into it.
If you're British, don't message me because why did you do that? Did you have a meeting and then you're like, you know what will really get the Americans? If out of nowhere we start saying controversy. What? When was that chosen? And by whom? And was there a conference? What's up?
Or as you say, a conference?
As the British say, conference? What's going on over there? Anyway, that's all I wanted to say.
They're like a twisted version of us.
They're disgusting.
They're like America on acid.
They're nasty.
Anyway, Meagan, I have a little bit of housekeeping. Wait, was that your anecdote?
That was my anecdote. I mean, I want to know, and yet I don't. I kind of don't even want to acknowledge the choices that the British people are making.
Yeah.
And yet I'd love to know why and when this started happening.
So you're saying you don't want to teach the controversy.
I don't want to teach the controversy. Why do they say it?
Here's the problem, Meagan, is if you do ask people to tell you the answer, what they're going to say is, we always said it like that.
That's not, but you and I know that's not true.
Oi.
It's freaking, it's
Gov?
not true, dude. Gov. No, not this time. Not this time.
It's not going to be satisfying.
So I'm not having that.
I think we should institute a ban on anyone answering that question.
I think that's correct. All I know is for some reason, the British people, MI6 got together and came up with the PSYOP, and the PSYOP is controversy. And whatever they're going to try to say to me about it now was perpetrated by Margaret Thatcher and the British CIA. Thank you.
She did it. So I have a piece of housekeeping as well. I think it's time to institute another piece of legislation on this show.
Okay.
Going forward. And we're calling it the No Stephen Challenge.
and yet you're already violating it.
That's the controversy, Meagan.
Yeah, that's the controversy.
It's a paradox, but I think we've talked about Stephen too many weeks in a row.
I know, it's getting weird.
It's getting weird, and it's getting to the point where I think Stephen is going to become frightened.
Stephen is getting a security camera.
Yeah.
He's taking self-defense classes at the YMCA. He doesn't want this.
Yeah, I think, and I don't want to victim blame and say he brought it on himself by sending us.
Although I did.
You did. But you're within your rights because you're the one who was dissed.
Because I'm the victim.
You're the victim of that round. Right. Anyway, I think the No Stephen Challenge would be healthy for this show.
Yeah, I think that's right. But can I say something really unfortunate?
Yeah.
You and I just decided what we're going to talk about on this show 25 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And one of those things we are going to do on the show today is normal news. And regrettably, Stephen composed the jingle for the normal news segment.
Well, the intro jingle.
Yes, not the outro. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's fine. Because we actually can't not play Stephen's jingles because they're arguably more important to the show than we are.
Correct.
I'm more concerned about, are we making it weird? Like, I think we've talked about this. There's a Tenacious D episode where Tenacious D gets their first fan. And then, and at first they're afraid of the fan.
Yeah.
Because the fan is too into them and knows too much about them. But then gradually they get obsessed with the fan, and then the fan becomes afraid of them.
Yeah. And it's giving that. Although you'll recall at the end of that episode, they sang Special Thing together in a pitch perfect 3-part harmony. So
that's
something to think about.
Meagan, should we record and drop a single with Stephen?
Let us know, 703-829-0003, or should we leave this man and his family alone? Dear text me back at gmail.com.
Stephen was in the Discord. By the way, if this is your first episode, Stephen is one of our beloved listeners, our beloved Text Me Backlights, who has submitted many of our most precious jingles, and then also has entered into a blood feud with Meagan.
Yes.
Stephen was in the Discord popping off about how there's still trash in his driveway and no one has come to pick it up. And then here's why I had to come up with the No Stephen Challenge. I had a thought.
No.
Lindy, I thought to myself, Lindy has the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever.
It would be really funny. And also 911, hello.
Because I know where Stephen lives because I mailed him his Jingleheimer trophy.
Oh, yeah. I was like, how do you know that?
I mean, I don't know.
I know.
I'd have to look it up. I don't remember, but like I have it somewhere.
I don't have it memorized.
And I was like, what if I went and got the trash and then mailed it to Meagan?
Unfortunately, that would be really funny, except for you'd be in jail.
Yes. So. And also, I'm very lazy.
Imagine the headline. Annoying polyamorous slut picks up innocent man's litter. Life in prison.
Anyway, so what are we talking about today, Meagan?
Well, great question. We will be discussing a couple spots of normal news, although now I feel like I immediately forgot what I was going to say. Did I tell you before we started? Do you remember?
Yes. You're talking about how Trump is
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes, I remember. Okay, great.
I feel like this podcast would be remiss if we didn't at least acknowledge the reflecting pool.
Bro, can we talk about that just really quick? It's the funniest thing that's ever happened in the history of America. If we were still doing the Trump no giggle pledge, I'd be in the streets. I'd be bankrupt. I'd be at bankruptcy court talking about I owe charity $8 billion. You know, first of all, living in DC is a lot more challenging in Trump 2 than it was in Trump 1. And I'm one of those who believes pretty strongly that it's because he's stuck here now. So he has some medical condition that makes it dangerous for him to fly. So he only flies when he like absolutely has to to embarrass himself in Germany or something. And lately I've been really enjoying living out. Like I love to look at pictures of those events where Trump is just sitting by himself while everyone else is laughing. That shit is drugs to me.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm like, look at that stupid bitch.
Did you see their new thing where JD Vance is going around telling people Watergate wasn't that bad?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he gave this quote that was like, I'm so glad Richard Nixon's legacy is having a renaissance. It's like, I read about Watergate. These days, that would only be a 15-minute scandal. I can't believe it ended a presidency, LOL. And it's like, John David, you're correct, but not for the reasons that you think. It turns out that Nixon's only downfall was that he didn't do more of it all the time so much so that no one could keep track of what was going on. That was his only flaw.
And that people in your psychotic party were still able to like receive information.
Yeah. I'm not trying to say that the 70s news environment was perfect in any way whatsoever, but it's at least people were like, I'm receiving the information and I agree that it is bad. This is getting back to the reflecting pool. So basically how it is in DC is that like it's much, much worse because he's just looking around and doesn't like what he sees. Donald Trump. OK, he wants DC to look like Mar-a-Lago, which is famously one of the most grotesque monuments to like fake luxury that the world has ever seen. It's like a bad impression of Rococo, which is in and of itself a bad impression of luxury. Do you know what I mean? It's just disgusting. And that's his taste.
Yeah.
Grotesque displays of wealth with no underlying meaning behind any of it. None of it means anything other than I have money.
Yeah.
And that's what he likes. And DC doesn't have a lot of that. And he's really annoyed. He's driving down Pennsylvania Avenue thinking that needs gold spray paint on it. And so as everyone knows, he tore down half the White House and he's rebuilding a ballroom there, which at first he pretended was going to be all privately paid for. And in fact, he did get a bunch of private donations for it from like Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and like the Tim Cook. Anyway, then it turns out, of course, he is using taxpayer money to rebuild this fucking violently ugly ballroom.
Insane to like become the leader of a country and then be like, I'm going to behave like a French king.
Yeah, I know.
Because famously, nothing bad ever happened to them.
No, as you'll recall, there's still a king of France. No? Oh, wait. Don't look into it. Here's the other thing, too. This is not a groundbreaking piece of information. He's a malignant narcissist, but he's also like deeply insecure and unwell and an unloved individual. Like nobody likes him. His kids are desperate for his approval, but I'm not sure that they love him. But he doesn't want that anyways. That's like not the kind of approval that he's seeking anyway. His wife doesn't really like him. And when he goes out into this world and he sees the people who actually do love him, he's disgusted.
Yeah.
Right. It's the funniest case of like the cult leader hating its members that I've ever seen, you know?
Yeah. It's like Extras.
Yeah.
When the main character, Andy Millman, wants to go to the VIP bar and hang out with David Bowie.
Yes.
But then everyone makes fun of him, including David Bowie. And then he has to go back. He goes back to the pub where it's just a bunch of freaks who want him to do his catchphrase.
What a perfect scene. I wish Ricky Gervais hadn't taken a big old dump in that diaper because man, imagine your dream comes true. you meet the person you admire more than anyone else in the world. And on the spot, he writes a song about you. And you think, wow, my life couldn't get any better. And then the song is Funny Little Fat Man. You know, see his pug-note face? And then the whole bar goes, pug, pug.
Imagine.
You know, imagine.
Yeah. I kind of feel like that's what Ricky Gervais did to me.
Yeah, that is correct. So again, all of this stuff is just like a cliched analysis of Donald Trump, but I think it's all true. The man really, at the end of the day, just wants little awards. That's what the presidency is about. He wanted an Emmy and he didn't get one for The Apprentice, and he's been mad about it ever since. Everyone has figured out the way to win him over is just to give him little items.
Yeah. Ooh,
where he's like,
I should send him a Jingleheimer trophy.
You should send him a little dish that says my little items on it. And he can put the FIFA Peace Prize on it that he got. I think they gave a replica World Cup statue or something.
Meagan.
He's just an insane like that. And then his like hyper fixation on getting the Nobel Prize. He's not interested in winning one. He just wants the lady who won it to give it to him.
Didn't she
give hers? She says she's going to, the Venezuela lady, but I don't know her politics, and so I'm not endorsing her in any way. But I think that she correctly clocked that, like, if I offer to give him my Nobel Peace Prize, he might install me as president after he kidnaps the other guy, which we did do. Anyway, so now he's just got all these little awards that he didn't win, but he's like, I've won the World Cup. Like, you know?
I know all of these are cliched points, but the way these people go on about participation trophies.
Oh my God. And yet he's like, I won the Nobel Prize. No, girl. Did you? It's insane what goes on. So anyways, him and his blood bags for legs is rolling around DC, and he's just disgusted because it doesn't look like the inside of a Oscar statuette's ass or something. He's annoyed because we have all these monuments and none of them are for him. Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing is he really wants to build some sort of massive fake Arc de Triomphe at Arlington National Cemetery where we bury our war dead. And it's going to be called like the Donald J. Trump Freedom Arch or something.
It's right there, Arc de Triomphe.
Hello. Bonjour. And somehow he says he's going to do this without congressional authorization. He put his name on the damn Kennedy Center, which, you know, I was talking to a friend of the show, Brian, about this, and it's one of those things where it's like, in the grand scheme of everything Trump has done, like, this stuff doesn't crack the top 100, like putting your name on the Kennedy Center. And yet, to me, that feels like the most important thing to undo the second he's out of office. I mean, and they did. There was a court order that required him to take his name off the thing, but he's not going to stop doing stuff like that. And for me, it's just like, I don't care how much it costs. I want there to be a slush fund for removing his stupid ass name off of things that matter to this nation. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think what really bothered me about the Kennedy Center is that is a performing arts center that exists to display the very best of like American creativity. And he put his dirty little pig name on there when his administration is like strong-arming networks into canceling shows they don't like, pulling late night TV shows off the air.
They defunded the NEA.
Right. What they want is just like a million movies about Jesus starring Sydney Sweeney as the Virgin Mary. Like, get your fucking name off that building. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, so this all culminates with him looking at the reflecting pool and thinking, this doesn't look enough like my swimming pool at Mar-a-Lago. So what he was really going for, I think, was like a bright marine blue, like what you see in the artificial pools of Florida.
Which was already bad enough.
Which was already
people were already
good.
Outraged about, because the point of the reflecting pool is to reflect. But then that's not even what he did.
I don't know how many people who listen to the show have seen the reflecting pool. He's not wrong that they've deferred maintenance on this thing for too long, and it's been in really bad shape. That part is correct. However, for those of you who have visited the Lincoln Memorial, I'm going to lib out, and I'm also going to be earnest, Megan, for a second. They added a plaque at the top of the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. So like the base of his feet, and then you walk out the columns and there's this little plaque that tells you that that's exactly where Martin Luther King stood when he gave the speech on the March on Washington. And you can look out over the mall and see from where he stood, and you can see what he saw that day.
Where Forrest Gump ran through the pool to get to Jenny.
Where Forrest Gump ended racism. It's right there. So, and you can see the magnitude of what that day must have been, because from the pictures, every space.
Jenny ran through the reflecting pool to get to Forrest.
Girl, I haven't seen Forrest Gump since 1996. I don't know what happened. Anyway, you can see the magnitude of that day, because we know from the pictures that it was completely full of people who wanted this country to be better, right? Like, I don't know what else to say other than the reflecting pool and the Lincoln Memorial is a monument to what this dumb country could be. And the worst person who has ever run it drained the pool, ripped out the bottom, hired some guy who looks exactly like Tony Soprano to just put some shit at the bottom. Probably not even exterior paint, probably just some interior Sherwin-Williams. He just dumped it. And then they filled it back up with water. And then not only does it not look as good as it did before, and not only does it not look like a beautiful marine blue pool of Florida, it looks like the inside of your baby's diaper. That shit got diped up immediately. The algae bloomed so severely. I don't even want to say this, but like ducks are getting weighed down in the pool. So now it's a hazard for marine life. Okay. And the paint is peeling off and floating to the surface. This was a no bid contract. They didn't get bids for who could do it the best. He just gave it to Tony Soprano, and Tony Soprano said, yeah, I got a guy.
I'm sorry. Tony would do a better job.
Tony and Polly Walnuts.
They would do a better job.
Could have done it better on their own with no help. Now, because he's an insane, and by the way, insane person doesn't even begin to cover it. He's on True Social being like, Antifa came through with a knife or a sword, he says.
Excuse me?
Yeah. You heard me. They came through with a knife or a sword, and they damaged, through vandalism, our beautiful reflecting pool. What? So it's not that Trump tried to seal the reflecting pool with bubble gum and a prayer. It was that Antifa came with a sword or a knife.
Megan, I didn't know about the sword.
You didn't know about the sword and the knife? Wow. It's like you don't care about American history, Lindy. Here's what he put on True Social. 6 people have been arrested and 7 people have been cited for the damage they did to our country's now beautiful reflecting pool.
Was it Tony Soprano and his 7 employees?
Was it Christopher? Moltisanti? Christopher.
What? Was it Furio?
Was it Father?
Was it Father Phil?
Father Phil? Was it Father Phil? No fucking ZD? Anyway,
Father Phil's teaching me to be a better Catholic.
The 350-foot gash made by a very sharp knife or razors. I'm sorry, it wasn't a sword. It was a very sharp knife or razors. I'm so sorry. I'm spreading a misinformation. Is actually numerous slashes over a very long 350-foot length. It was purposefully and criminally done, and somebody had to work very hard, probably in the dark of night, to create such a condition. Likewise, the small area at the bottom of the pool, capital P pool, was cut and powerfully lifted off the surface, leaving very jagged, uneven edges.
Megan,
the large areas of grass are being replaced. In any event, even prior to fixing these areas, the reflecting pool is as beautiful as it can be. We will drain some of the water, either immediately before or after 4th of July, to do the permanent repair. Okay.
Megan, it's so crazy. His whole personality is to be shallowly obsessed with aesthetics and also being like a property developer.
I know. Yeah.
You can't even do the one thing that you do.
They can't, and they always say he's a businessman. And meanwhile, he's talking about razors and knives. Girl, what's going on here?
Sorry, do you think I'm stupid? I've been in a swimming pool before.
Yeah.
I know that if I took a razor and I went squeak, squeak, squeak on the bottom, the swimming pool would not immediately explode. What are you talking about?
Maybe you didn't work very hard, probably in the dark of night, to create such a condition.
That's true.
Hello?
That's so true.
So now they have both park rangers and park police monitoring the reflecting pool at all times. People have been arrested just for touching the water, including a former Olympian. A 67-year-old man who was a former Olympian was arrested for touching the water. And they were trying to act like this man, this older gentleman, this AARP member, powerfully lifted the bottom, creating jagged and uneven edges. Like, fuck off. It's so crazy. And if you look at pictures now, it looks like dookie. It looks dookier than any body of water I've ever seen in my life. And I used to swim in Green Lake. Okay.
You know what's so funny to me that I love is, like, I love any post on social media where a Republican or like a techno fascist or whatever recreates something from first principles, you know, like where they're like, we should have like a fund where everybody pays into it, and then we can use the money to like fix the roads.
We could call it the road fund.
The other day I saw one where there's some Reddit post where a guy was like, hey, do any of you guys like talk to ChatGPT in your head? Because I have spent so much time talking to ChatGPT that now I can really like predict what it was going to say. And so sometimes if I don't have my phone or whatever, but I'm thinking about something that normally I would ask ChatGPT, I'll just like ask it in my head and then I'll answer it in ChatGPT's voice, and it really works. It's crazy. And then someone was like,
having thoughts.
It's called thinking.
Wow.
And I just feel like that's this whole administration where it's like he just comes in with the assumption that nobody else knows anything.
Yep.
We already have people who know how to manage algae.
The issue was not that people didn't understand that there was an issue with the reflecting pool or the various fountains around the District of Columbia. Let me tell you, I was one of them. I used to have this stuff in my portfolio when I worked on the Hill. This is not true for the reflecting pool, but it is true for some of the fountains, is that in the 20s, when they built a bunch of them, they were not good at engineering, not as good. They didn't know as much stuff. So some of these fountains are connected to like the tap water system. So you can't put the chemicals that you would normally put into a fountain because it drains into the water, like our water. So they had to turn a bunch of the fountains off because they look like shit when they're on because you can't put chemicals in them. And he just was like, what? Has anyone tried just ripping it up? Well, girl, I guess not. I guess not.
The Trump administration is reinventing country from first principles.
Yes. My favorite one is when like the guy from Uber or Lyft or whatever is like, we have this new innovation. It's going to be like Lyft, except like 12 people can ride on it at once. Yeah. Girl, that's a bus.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
Wasn't Elon like, there should be a series of tunnels that we can have. We can have really long Waymos go in the tunnels.
Yeah. Like, that's a subway. They want all of the benefits of a well-taxed society without having to see any other people in it. So it's like, if I just create a Lyft bus, it will just be me and the other rich people. It'll be that's just a bus. But you don't have to see somebody who makes under $650,000 a year or whatever.
Yeah.
I just want to say one more thing about this that pissed me off about this pool, and then we can move on to the show we had actually planned to do. But like a year ago, I wrote this thing for Swamp Person, which is back, baby. I promise. I promise she's back.
I was just thinking that you and I have like a contest going on, like who's going to do their newsletter first.
Meanwhile, producer Allie is like,
I know.
And it was about how sometimes this thing happens, and it happens a lot under Trump, because their admitted explicit strategy is to flood the zone with as much stupid and insane shit as possible. And then we, as the like lab rats in this scenario, scurry around.
Or as the British say, the labrats.
The labrats in this scenario.
Senorino.
Or whatever. We all scurry around and try to figure out, oh my God, what should we do? Like, there's so much stuff. Like, what should we try to focus on? And then there's this like person, and it's always a guy. It's always a guy who is off to the side trying to tell everyone that the thing that they're focusing on is stupid and wrong. Like the savvy guy, this archetype of the savvy guy telling you that, oh, you fell for it. It's a distraction. And somehow everything is a distraction. And you hear congressional Democrats saying this stuff all the time. Well, that's just a distraction. That's a distraction from Trump. Trying to get you to focus on something else, I guess. But that's just not how this works. You're allowed to be mad about whatever you want to be mad about. You haven't failed some sort of savviness test if you're like, I'm really pissed off about the Kennedy Center. That bothers me in a way that I didn't think that it would, but it does. And I'm pissed off and I want somebody to do something about it. Like, I didn't know until this started happening that I had any sort of allegiance to our nation's monuments at all. But as it turns out, this is pissing me off. Like, I don't want there to be a giant arch in the middle of our city on the way to Virginia honoring Donald Trump. And I'm a pacifist. I don't even support war, but just the concept of blocking the view of Arlington National Cemetery just because his father didn't love him is insane. It's insane. And like what he's doing to the reflecting pool, what he wants to do to the mall, what he wants to do to the other monuments, he's adding his name to things he didn't have anything to do with. It's fucking gross and it pisses me off. And the thing is, like, there's no trick to this. I don't think that the Trump guys are like, okay, what we really want to do is X. So let's flood the zone with A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then no one will notice when we do X. That's not how I think it works. I think they throw out 10 things. And if you get mad about something that they wanted to do, that matters. And then they say, oh, we're not going to do that because you guys got all mad. That's called success. Like, we won. We got them to stop doing something. We're not going to be able to get them to stop doing everything, but we got them to stop doing A, B, and C. Like, that's good. Yeah, they proceeded with X. That doesn't mean that we failed or that we focused on the wrong thing. If we had all focused on X, they would have done A. Like, that's just how they do it, you know?
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with you if you're like, I'm mad about this. What I find unacceptable is people who are like leaders in our movement or congressional Democrats or whoever coming out and saying like, oh, it's a distraction. That's a distraction. The reflecting pool is a distraction. And I saw this the other day online and it pissed me off so much. Somebody going on to be like, you're all falling for it. The reflecting pool is a distraction. And he's doing all of this to distract you all from his disastrous war in Iran. And I'm like, I'm not saying that it hasn't had the benefit of distracting people from the war in Iran. But first of all, people can be mad about two things at once. And second of all, Donald Trump is not some sort of like chess master. He's not playing 600 million dimension chess. He's not sitting in the Oval Office being like, we got him. I ripped up the reflecting pool and now everybody's talking about that instead of the war. That's not what's happening. He ripped up the reflecting pool because he's a psychopath who wants America to look like a busted version of Versailles. That's why he did that. He's bad. That's why he did it, you know? So don't fucking log on and tell people to stop being mad about something that's is objectively evil. Yeah. You're allowed to be mad about it.
Yeah. And by the way, it makes him mad when people make fun of his dumb ideas.
Correct.
And that's bad for your health. So please keep doing it.
Please keep doing it. And like he wouldn't be on Truth Social talking about very sharp knife or razors if he wasn't bothered by the response to his behavior. He's not doing this as some sort of like savvy play to get to whip up the libs over the reflecting pool. I don't think anybody spends any time thinking about the reflecting pool at all until he ruined it, until he pooped on it.
Well, it's just a manifestation of one random dickhead acting like he owns the entire country.
You're allowed to be, you are, I mean, like,
which is foundationally the opposite of what the position is supposed to be.
Correct. And also, like, is that not how fascism spreads? They start with this stuff, then there's a whole class of elites telling you it doesn't matter. Next thing you know, we're all in jail. Like, you have to fight it at wherever you can. You can't just like let some stuff slide just because it's technically not as serious as war. It still matters. Like, what are we talking? Anyway, We did not plan to talk about this at all. We've been talking about it for 40 minutes. So
I think we just recorded our first episode of Swamp Person.
We really are doing it, by the way. I don't know when we're going to launch it yet. We're going to get new artwork for it. We're working on new music that's sort of like, well, not me and you. Is working on like a new score that is swampy for Swamp Person. And I've already talked to like 3 people we've lined up to who can be guests on the show, and we're really excited about it. And I guess this was a version of Swamp Person, but this shit just pisses me off because I just feel like there's no better way to take somebody out of a good fight than to tell them that the thing they care about is stupid. Like, why would you do that?
It's so annoying and dumb.
It's so annoying and dumb.
By the way, it's like almost always men saying it to women.
It's always men. And because the people who are really mad about this are like, and I really don't mean this as a derogatory descriptor, but it's like Facebook moms get mad about this stuff. Hey, guess what? Facebook moms vote in higher numbers than almost any other group of people. Facebook moms won the suburbs back from Republicans for Democrats. Like, put some fucking respect.
Yeah.
On the MSNBC Facebook moms, you fucking dickheads. If they're mad about the reflecting pool, we should lean into that.
They make signs and they go to protests.
I don't see your ass there. And you're going to sit there and tell other people how they should be prioritizing their activism? Fuck you.
And that's the intro to the show.
We're going to take a break where I move my head around in a circle to denote the passage of time. And when we come back, we are going to talk about normal news, which unfortunately is more stuff I'd like to talk about vis-a-vis Donald Trump. Okay. Okay, we're back. Normal news. By the way, really quick, we're recording Friday. It's now 6 p.m. where I am. And as is our custom, I do have a little beverage now. Please continue.
Beveraginos.
You'll love the rosé we got.
Okay, Meagan, I've got a blockbuster story for you. Just wait till you hear this headline. And it doesn't have to do with Donald Trump, but it does have to do with our nation's national parks. So it actually is still related to what we were just talking about. Do people know that in the District of Columbia, all of the city parks are national parks?
Yeah, almost all of them. Yeah.
This isn't about a DC park, though. This is about a park in the other Washington, the one where I live at. And here is the headline. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Urine-addicted mountain goats had to be airlifted out of a national park because they kept attacking hikers. One man was killed.
Oh.
Okay. So here's the deal, Meagan. Animals need salt to live, and different animals adapt and evolve in different landscapes to find salt and other nutrients to sustain themselves. And when you take an animal that doesn't belong in a ecosystem and you plunk it in there, sometimes it can't get everything that it needs to live. And so
they say that's bad.
They say that's bad. So what I'm learning here from the news, which is normal, is that in the 1920s, some frickin' hunters,
oh dear,
introduced some mountain goats to Olympic National Park.
Now, which is, why would a hunter drag a mountain goat? Hello?
It is really crazy to be like, I'm going to release a mountain goat and then I'm going to chase it.
Oh, that's why they did it.
I think
they were
so.
like, I'm going to chase it all around. Oh, that's even more insane than just being like, this would be funny to leave this here.
Well, there's already like elk. Like there's lots of things you could hunt.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to hunt in national parks? Oh, maybe it wasn't a national park yet.
I say no, but maybe I've often wondered this because so in DC, there's a huge park right in the middle of the city called Rock Creek Park. It's a national park. And there's a lot of deer in Rock Creek Park. And the deer population has bounced back apparently too much. And so they're trying to figure out what to do about the deer overpopulation. And so, of course, the hunters in Virginia and Maryland are like, let us at them.
Yeah.
And the Park Service is like, there is no feasible way we can let you do that.
Yeah,
because
it seems unsafe.
People be jogging and also driving. Like there's a major thoroughfare through the park to get from DC to Virginia. It's like, you can't just shoot deer. So they've been trying to give the deer birth control, but it's not been successful.
So Olympic National Park is geologically low in natural salt deposits. Mm-hmm. So these mountain goats are like, they're like Megan. They got POTS all of a sudden.
They fall down.
They fall down. They're like, I need my electrolytes. What am I going to do? Then they figured out a way to get some salt. You might call it nature's liquid IV, and it's called the urine of hikers. So hikers are going out into the park and they're taking pisses right and left.
Yeah.
The mountain goats realize that this is a salty nectar. Okay. Yeah.
That's a spicy meatball.
So then they start harassing. And I would say because your privates are involved, we could call it sexual harassment.
Yeah.
The mountain goats start harassing the hikers. They're following them around. They're saying like, do you have to go? Do you have to go? Do you have to go yet?
Yeah, like little piss freaks.
They're little piss freaks. And they've been following the hikers around, knocking them off cliffs so they can drink their urine.
How did they even figure out that was they must, man, they're smart. They figured out that was the source of their little treat.
So now I have to read you a quote from this post. On October 16th, 2010, Robert Boardman, a 63-year-old experienced hiker from Port Angeles, was on a day hike with his wife and a friend when a goat appeared and moved toward them. Boardman urged the others to leave and tried to shoo it away. The goat gored him in the thigh. It then stood over Boardman's bleeding body for nearly an hour while bystanders desperately tried to reach him. A Coast Guard helicopter airlifted him to hospital where he was pronounced dead.
Dead?
Rangers tracked the goat down and killed it the same day.
Yeah, eye for an eye.
I'd like to pause and acknowledge that that's really sad and horrible that guy was killed by a goat, and I'm so sorry. And I'm not making light of it.
No, what the fuck? What the fuck?
But
died? He must have gotten like an artery or
something. I know. And then he wouldn't let anyone near the guy.
Maybe we should hike with guns. That's crazy.
This is my goat gun. Okay, so now the national park, they're tracking down these piss freaks. They're blindfolding them, which they probably like. And then they're airlifting them out. Like they're like hooking them up
which
to
they probably like.
And they're strapping them to a helicopter and they're flying them out of there.
The goat or the man?
The goat.
The goat.
All of the goats.
All of the goats. My God.
They said, we've got to get rid.
They said, you're busted, sweetie. And so are you, Paul. Better get on this helicopter, bitch. And so what are they going to, are they rehoming them or are they all getting ute, as Adam calls it?
I think they're rehoming them. Oh, they're rehoming them, I believe.
That's what people say in the biz. They say ute.
Ugh. Although, how do you know? It doesn't say that they're being ute. Oh!
EU'd.
Wait. Hold on. It says, 8 years later, the National Park Service launched a removal operation.
8
so this was in
years.
So 2018. Later. I know.
How did we miss?
We waited 8 years to avenge Robert. Okay. I guess they avenged him immediately by killing that goat, but
yeah, but we're just now hearing about it.
Okay, but listen to this, Megan. 8 years later, the National Park Service launched a removal operation. Goats were tranquilized, blindfolded, and airlifted by helicopter to waiting trucks below. Around 381 were relocated to the North Cascades. The rest were shot.
What?
So,
oh my God.
You firing squatted these goats because they were
also, listen, it's been a while since I've examined Washington State geography, but how is moving them to the North Cascades going to help anybody?
I think they are endemic to the North Cascades. They are from there.
But now they're addicted to piss.
I think that it's not that they prefer piss, although they could have developed a taste for it. I don't know. I think it's just it was their only option.
That was
in
their
the
only
Olympics.
option, and then they got. That's how I get when my liquid IV shipment takes too long.
They were also chasing hikers and licking their sweat.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Was this the first you've heard of this?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God! And you've been out there.
I know.
But I guess they're all dead. But you've been out. You were out there in 2018.
A narrow escape because I love to piss. Let me tell you.
Wow. Can I say something? Normally, you bring me a normal news. That's the worst thing I've ever heard. Today, you've achieved something great. I'm delighted by this story. I mean, I'm not delighted, but wow, what a journey!
Thanks, Megs. Oh my God, that's so
great
validating.
Stuff. Great stuff.
Thanks.
Then what happened? Is that it?
Well, I gotta tell you, this was just an Instagram post.
We're back, baby. We're back. Normal news is back.
From an account called The Feed Ski.
Oh, it's not called goatfacts.co.
It's called The Feed Ski, but it seems to have a high follower count, and I trust it. By the way, you need to look at this. Can you see these goats?
I feel bad for them now. I know. They're wearing their little blindfolds. They're so spooked.
And they put like little hot dogs on their horns so that they can't hurt people.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What a dream.
Yeah.
Well, look, if you've ever had an unfortunate encounter with a piss freak goat in Olympic National Park, let us know. 703-829-0003. I feel like if any podcast listeners have had a negative experience with a billy goat in Western Washington, it's the listeners of Text Me Back podcast. Okay?
So yeah, that's my normal news.
Good.
I hear you have one as well.
Mine is also about a blood-sucking piss freak. I've been in a little bit of a cave. I had to do like 2 work events outside of my house this week. So I don't know anything that's going on. And it turns out last week, a story in Stat News, which is like a healthcare news service, reported that a 79-year-old man with high blood pressure got special access to an experimental Eli Lilly weight loss drug. And I didn't read the article, so I don't know. But I feel like the Stat News people were like, one man in the United States who is 79 years old, one man in the United States who is 79 years old got special access under, by the way, Eli Lilly's compassionate use program. Access to a drug, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's either retatrutide or retatrutide, which is like, it's every Ozempic everywhere all at once. It's like the best I can understand it. It's like a mega dose of Zempi or whatever, Mounjaro, or pick your poison, I guess. And one man in the country got special access to it out of the compassionate heart of Eli Lilly himself. And then Stat News was like, was it Donald Trump? And then Eli Lilly was like, what? No. So I'm reading this story and I was like, listen, I'm not beating the fat phobia allegations, because if this man is on mega Ozempic, girl, why he's still chunky? Why he's still a little bit chunky? Like, how is he beating the retatrutide?
Megan, why does he want to be on Mega Ozempic?
I don't.
Why does he want to be on? He wants to be on untested Mega Ozempic at 79 with who knows how many other serious diseases.
I can't get over it Because what do you mean you're shooting up the president with an experimental megadose of Ozempic? Why are we injecting the president with some random ass medication?
I've never heard of that before, Meagan, that like the president has the right to be the guinea pig patient for any medication he wants. He has right of first refusal.
What? They used to say the president was the leader of the free world, and now you're shooting him up like a common lab pig with mega Ozempic? And after all that, he's still chunky? Hello?
Well, it's probably just piss weight, Meagan.
He's just big boned.
Big bones full of piss. Meagan, here's the thing. I think that everyone should take whatever medication their doctor recommends for them that they're comfortable with, and that's all fine and good. And I know many people who are having positive experiences with GLP-1s, and it's all fine. But here's the thing. If he's taking it for cosmetic weight loss at age 79, when he's not even cleared to like ride a plane.
He can't even ride a plane.
I just feel like it's a big swing.
It's a big swing. And look, I don't want the Secret Service at my door, but I guess keep doing it.
Is there anything else that hasn't been tested?
What else have we not tested? Let me know. What do we got in the hopper, Eli? So I was reading about this and I'm crying, laughing, and I'm being a bitch. By the way, can I say the bitchiest thing that I love? I'm so sorry in advance because I'm being really problematic and kind of evil in this segment, but my fucking favorite thing that Donald Trump does every year, he gets his little physical, and every year his doctor lies and says he's the most healthy man who's ever lived. And then Donald Trump tells everybody he's 6'3", 215.
Yeah.
And it's like Christmas to me, Donald Trump's physical, because the meme czars all come out and they will always do a side-by-side with God. Trump and some athlete who is, in fact, 6'1", 6'3", 215. Tom Brady is 6'3", 215. And then here's Donald Trump looking, but he just looks like an average man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to talk about his body or whatever, but they put him right next to DK Metcalf, star like receiver or whatever. DK Metcalf has that D'Angelo, I like to call him, the D'Angelo like pubic gutters.
Sure.
Okay. And they're like, these two men are the same.
I don't think it's body shaming to say that Donald Trump has a strange bell-shaped, and a lot of this has to do with his clothing choices.
Yes.
He wears a bell-shaped long jacket, and then his legs taper to little points, little feet, and then he has a forward-leaning tilt.
Yeah.
Like he's sort
about
of having
fall
a
down.
semi-controlled fall.
His posture is actually Agador Spartacus in Chus. Like he can't, he's about to fall down at all times. And oh boy, I wish he would. I would love to see it. Sorry.
I don't think it's body shaming to say that he wears bad clothes and he doesn't know how to stand good.
And he looks like shit in many ways.
He looks like he's actively dying before our eyes. So better add something that can, without close management, cause malnutrition and bone loss.
Bone loss. So I'm reading this, and by the way, this is not even the first time we've shot up the president with some random drug that hasn't been approved for general use, because apparently, remember when he got COVID?
Oh, yeah.
The day that we found out that he had COVID, it might be the closest I'll ever get to doing heroin. Like that feeling, you know, where I just was like, what's going to happen?
Well, Meagan, I know this is a cliche, but imagine the feeling.
Imagine.
What are we going to do?
Going to feel like. There are people who have already made playlists.
Yeah.
So I have a peek of what it will be like, because the day in 2020 when they called the election for Biden, because as folks will recall, it took like over a week. I want to say it took forever to call it. And I had just gotten off the train. I was walking to my gym, and all of a sudden, I'm not joking, I started just hearing people go, woo! And I was like, what's that? So what is going on? And then I got to this gym I used to go to is near GW, and people started opening up their windows, leaning out and screaming like, "Wah!" And I was like, what is happening? So I look at my phone and they had called it for Biden. And just sort of organically, people started honking their horns. People were rolling down their car windows, raising the roof, which is the hand signal I chose to denote happiness. So I did my class, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go over to the White House. And he was home at the time, if I recall correctly. And there's just a spontaneous street party had broken out in what we used to call Black Lives Matter Plaza until the mayor ripped it up to appease Trump.
Great.
Of like thousands of people just like twerking on light poles and screaming. And like, I ran into my boss. I'm like, what are you doing here? Ah! And like, it was insane. It was like the whole city came out, and somebody started playing like Kendrick Lamar and pointed the speaker directly at the White House from Lafayette Square. And so I just had this vision of what life might be like, you know. It was kind of interesting. But
and I think, as this podcast has gone on record as stating, nobody else has the juice.
Nobody's got the juice.
Nobody else in that party has got the juice.
It's quite like Donald John T. So anyways, when he got COVID, he got access to a monoclonal antibody cocktail to treat it, which is why we didn't have the street party then. Anyway, I just wanted to share that piece of normal news. Oh, so anyway, of course, somebody went to the president to get comment, are you taking mega Ozempic? And he said no. And they all pretended to be offended that anyone would ask. I don't know what I want to say about this, but because I feel like they hate fat people, right? RFK Jr. in particular, and probably Dr. Oz too, are famous haters of anybody with any illness. I think they find to be like weak in some way, you know?
Do you think that they are either dosing him with the mega Ozempic without his knowledge, or they peer pressured him, his two cool friends peer pressured him into taking it?
That's kind of what I'm wondering, because it's like, on the one hand, they hate fat people and like anybody with any illness or any difference, because also RFK keeps going out to be like, autistic people will never function in society, which is just like, that's straight up Hitler style, like eugenics shit. And everyone's sort of like, I don't have time to focus on that. There's too much going on. But that guy's being Hitler, if anyone cares. But then RFK also is sort of like hostile to the GLP-1s because they also believe in suffering.
Right.
And I mean that in the sense
cheating.
of like, yes, that's what I mean, where they don't think anyone should have like a shortcut to losing weight. They should have to like suffer. And because they think of weight loss as an exertion of control.
Yeah.
And so if you're cheating by taking a GLP-1, you're not in control of yourself, which is also like a hallmark of an eating disorder, by the way.
And also it creates this shortcut where, like, if you think that you're better than other people because you maintain a certain physique through quote unquote hard work, and then some people are taking a drug that makes that easier or whatever, then there's no way for you to make sure everyone knows that you're better than those people.
Right. The Sneetches without stars upon thars are getting stars upon thars,
right?
Thus undercutting the value of the star upon thar that you were born with and worked so hard for, or whatever.
Meanwhile, by the way, RFK is the most alarming creature.
I know. My God.
You love to use this analogy that's so good. It works in many, many situations of like the bright yellow tree frog or whatever.
Oh, the neon orange tree frog. I learned this from the survival shows. If you ever get stranded in the Amazon, nature has a way of warning you not to eat something, and it's make the thing neon orange.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no bigger neon orange tree frog in this world.
I mean, he sounds like a frog, and he's orange.
And he's neon orange.
He really gives me that like animal panic feeling. Mm-hmm. This is not a well-functioning example of our species.
Yeah, this person isn't safe. So, they're shooting up the president with mega Ozempic.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
It's not confirmed. Please don't sue.
Don't know for sure. But I also love the idea of Eli Lilly being like, you think we could get the president to test it? And they were like, yeah, totally.
Absolutely. I mean, he probably called them. And because much like with the reflecting pool, he's just obsessed with like shallow aesthetics.
Yeah. You remember he had that meeting about GLP-1s, because we don't have time to get into all of this, but basically he picked a fight with Greenland for no reason. Greenland is a territory of Denmark. The company manufactures, I don't think it's Ozempic, but I think it's one of the other ones, is based in Denmark. And so at first he was like, I'm going to do tariffs, whatever. I'm going to punish Denmark for not giving me Greenland. And it really caused an actual problem for people who take that medication for diabetes. So he had this big meeting with all the GLP-1 people to be like, don't worry about it. We're going to get you your diabetes medication and it's going to be less expensive than it was before. Then he starts reading off a piece of paper everyone in his administration who's on a GLP-1. He's like, Dr. Oz, no, you're not on it. You look good. You're okay. RFK, he's not on the Ozempic. Then he's like, Steve? Yeah, he's on it. And he's just like, does an hour-long press conference where he violated everyone's private health insurance information. So like, that's probably the meeting where they were like, do you want a dose of mega Ozempic? And he was like, yeah, but don't tell anyone. Or what? I don't know. So that's normal news. Boing. We're going to take a break. And then we're going to end the show instead of doing TikTok Digest because I'm sweaty.
We'll do it next time.
We'll do it next time. We're back. We could let the listeners decide. I'm going to do a TikTok Digest next week. You tell me, should it be TikTok Digest parentheses marbles or TikTok Digest parentheses potluck / religious psychosis? Write in and let me know. 703-829-0003. Dear, text me back at Gmail. Dirt. Kerm. And now we're ending the show. Well, Lindy? Good job,
Meagan.
Today.
We really got
great jokes.
Furious about the politics this week.
How swampy. My person is actually feeling very swampy. When I go on a rant, I get very sweaty, and then for audio reasons, I can't have my fan on.
Yeah.
So I just get pit stains. It's great for the YouTube viewers.
They love it. Yeah,
they love it. Yeah.
They can't get enough. I thought that was fun. It was fun to let it rip. I'm dismayed, and also I love to yell about it.
I've been thinking about libbing out recently.
Yeah.
There's like a certain subset of guy that thinks it's embarrassing to lib out. But lately I've been really enjoying libbing out to like Barack Obama videos.
Yeah.
Because they opened up his library. So there's been a lot of Obama content on my feed. And like, look, I think there's two types of president. There's the president who goes into it because he wants to be a warmonger. And then there's the type of president who becomes one because that's just a constraint of the job. Nevertheless, they're both warmongers, but
yeah,
I think Barack Obama is the latter type. So I allow myself the occasional lib out to one of his videos. Do you want to know the one that really gets me? This was from the 2008 campaign. Lady hands a baby to Michelle Obama. The baby does not like this. The baby says, this is nothing personal to Michelle, but I do not want to be held by this strange woman I don't know.
Yeah.
Barack says, give me that baby. He takes the baby from Michelle. The baby instantly stops crying. Barack Obama turns to Michelle and goes, like, what did you do what did you do to this baby? Because this baby loves me now. And then the mom, of course, who handed the baby is just like, this is the best day of my life. Like Obama made my baby happy. I love that video. I can't get enough.
I have a really hard time forsaking Barack.
I struggle with it. I struggle with it. I don't think I'm gonna forsake him, actually.
That video where he makes the 3-pointer walking through the gym. That's like my friend.
Wasn't that like right after he voted too?
I think so.
Oh, the swagger.
Come on.
It's swaggerful. He's got the mask on and everything. Buddy, you know, the other one I like, this is very recent. I believe it was, I forget which player it was now. I can't remember if maybe it was Devin Booker. I don't remember. But somebody hit a ball. He was sitting courtside and somebody got a ball out of bounds and Obama got it. And I think it was Booker turns to like get the ball from the person who got the ball, and it's Barack Obama. And he's like, oh, what's up? And they like dap up. I love to live out over an Obama video, baby. I can't get enough. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
How are you guys getting through this hellhole of a time? Let us know. 703-829-0003. Dear, text me back at gmail.com.
Megan, have you watched Widow's Bay?
No, but I hear it's really good.
It's so scary.
I heard it's scary, but funny, they say.
It's really funny, and it's
I
think you would like it a lot.
Hey, here's a hot topic. Write in and let us know. Is Matthew Rhys hot, or is he hot because of how he acts around Carrie Russell? Let me know. I still haven't been able to figure it out.
I have an opinion.
All right, we'll talk about it next week. Thanks for listening. Bye.
We love you. Bye.
Mwah.